Okay, this is taking me a little bit longer than I thought it would. Not sure exactly why. Okay. Getting close. Yeah, I can't be doing that. That's unfortunate. I was trying to hurry up. Okay, I'm going to zoom out because I trying to keep it in frame and focus on the flint knapping is getting kind of difficult. Okay, so Yeah, I know better than to push off on a platform that's too strong, but sometimes it works. I put so much pressure on that one that the flake hit the lamp. The flake hit the lamp. That's when we know we're getting serious. All right, here we go. Yep. Okay. Just a little cramped in here, just a little. But at least it's not cold. I figured out how to insulate or get rid of the drafts in here. So it's not cold at all right now. Well, the temperature got above freezing. That's one thing that helped. But it's supposed to get back down below 5 degrees. It's supposed to be 5 degrees or less tonight. Fahrenheit. That makes a little bit of difference, not too much on the heat in here. Space heater's working pretty good. Just in case you're just tuning in, you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not running the van for heat. I got a space heater plugged into the outlet on the exterior of my dad's little house. Keeping all the flakes off his lawn by napping back here. And also so I can avoid noises, street noises, wind noises. I do have the hatchback cracked open a little bit, so there's some ventilation in here. And that does make it pretty cold back here when the temperature starts to get really low. So I'll turn on the space heater back here. I have 2 space heaters, one a little one and a big one. I put the little one back here next to my feet if it starts getting really cold. All right. Nappers back in the day, they were probably napping close to the entranceways of their lodges so they can get natural sunlight. And it was probably a little vestibule or something that they would nap in because you don't want the front door of the lodge to be open in the winter, so it was probably a curtain between them and the outdoors. Everybody inside would be working by lamplight, but I've tried working with a very dim light, flint napping. So much easier with natural light and with a bright light right on the workpiece. I've worked in conditions that were so dark that you could see the sparks fly off the chert or flint during percussion strikes. And yes, stone on stone will produce sparks. And it's I don't recommend going to that extreme, napping in darkness like that. But you know, in the beginning, you try everything. Not because you want to, but because you know you think it's just part of what you do till you figure out, well, you shouldn't be doing that. All right. Some of you guys want to know how to do that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That just takes time to learn that stuff. These thinning flakes where it counts. Let's see. Because I need a thinning flake where that notch is going to go. You know what I mean? I need to thin that down because I'm going to notch there. I'm going to notch here too. I do need that thin as well, so I'm going to try a thinning flake on that side too. If you're brand new, you're going to have to do that with pressure, or probably try to do some of that with pressure. With a big EC stick or something, if you can't get it with indirect percussion, like if you still can't figure out the angles or whatever, so to speak, try it with pressure. I'm just setting up this edge a little bit better. It was too thick before, so I'm making it a little sharper, but I'm also going to be grinding it here in a minute. I'm just going to make it less rounded. Oops, too much. See, too much force will send in a flake a little bit too far. Let's see. I can send in a flake here. Yeah. I think. Let's see. It's already getting thin enough. I just need one more thinning flake. A good one so I can start notching. But this, I'm setting up the other side, flattening out this little lump here. Probably should have been damage controlling that little step fracture. Not worry too much about this stuff. But I want to thin down the base before I start worrying about damage controlling this little area. See, I got a lot of issues in this area. I want to do some bold flakes through there so I can clean that up and look smooth. Although I got a lot of little fingernail step fractures. Oh well. It'll all come out in the damage control, hopefully. Did it do it? Almost did it. Yeah, pretty chattery. But it's alright, it's alright. Dang it. See, if I were to show you the angle on that, not only would it be probably the wrong angle, but that wasn't a good strike regardless. You know, if I were to show you, well, see, this is the angle I'm going to do, and then I turn back like this, and I hit it and it doesn't do anything, what have you learned? That that was a wrong angle? Not necessarily. Yeah, maybe it was, but also it could have been that I didn't see an incipient crack or some other thing on the platform that I shouldn't have hit. Did it do it? Ooh, overshot. Let's see. Do we throw it across the room? Well, almost. I'm going to have to lose some width on this one. It did take out some of the steppiness. Oh well. But isn't that cool? I controlled that overshot, huh? Yeah. Whatever. Whatever, dude. Okay. Now is when I do need a sharper tip on this. Now I need a sharper tip because I'm definitely hitting smaller platforms. I'm afraid to look every time I hit here. Let's see. I'm hitting above center line. Why? Because I want to thin the piece and I don't have much width. Okay, I think I can do the rest with pressure. Okay, so I lost width here because of the overshot. I don't know if I was even wide enough to begin with. Yeah, probably just on the edge. I can leave that bite in there like I do on some pieces. I'm in danger of creating an island there. But I think that's right where the flaw is in the stone. So I'm not going to mess with that. Okay, so let me mark where I'm going to notch. Okay, let's see. I keep meaning to bring my Sharpie in here. Let's see if the pencil will work. Mark the upper limits and the lower limits. Yeah, gotta be exceedingly careful with this stuff. Why am I not getting it right? Because I can't see. Let's see. When I put the marks in, it looks lopsided. It looks correct from here, but I take it off and it looks lopsided from here. I think I know why, is because I know where that tip is going, and I'm lining up where it is, so that's probably why. The tip is not going to stay there. It's probably going to go that way a little bit. Anyway, all right, good enough. Oh, is that a notch pad? Yeah, it's a notch pad. Don't look at that. Let's see. Where's the other one? Did I drop that one? Yeah. Okay. Some of you don't like it when I hit the sides. Right? You can see that I mess up on some of these sides. It's because I don't care. If I don't have to have a narrow notch, I don't care. I'll hit the sides all day long. And I like it. Ooh, almost got a nice pop out. Almost. Come on. Bending the nail. Let's see if I can get a nice pop out. I know I can do it. Did it do it? Kind of. We'll just give up on that side. You gotta hurry. If I need to go deeper on that side, I'll go deeper later. I'll figure it out some way. You mean you're gonna show us how to use the file? No. I will not show you how to use the file. Why? Well, I'll show you the way I use it. It's probably not the best way to use it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to say, well, you shouldn't be using the file that way. There's a better way to file the stone. There's a better place for you to file it at the bottom of that notch with a better angle. Yeah, I know. I know this stuff. I don't do it because it doesn't matter that much. It's gonna start mattering. Oh yes. It's gonna start mattering. If I start getting into these specialty points and showing people how to make these andice things and all that, and show you guys how to cheat or punch with metal punches and file with diamond files and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's going to matter eventually. But right now, don't matter. It don't matter. I could be filing it right now, but I'm not. Instead of struggling like this, I could be filing away. But I'd rather get these little natural pop-outs. Natural looking, kind of, sort of. And to get the file out, it's just an extra step. Alright. I keep trying to get that last pop out. Alright, let's see if we can... Oh, let's see. One thing that does help is go to a more narrow flaker. Yeah, more narrow flaker. It digs in better. Grips the edge better with a more narrow flaker. And yeah, I'm hitting the sides too a little bit. It's driving some people crazy. There's a undetached flake in there too. Why didn't I thin that out ahead of time? Because I'm in a hurry. We're at 29 minutes and 39 seconds. And I want to get the video finished. Let's see. The neck width, is it similar? That could be a little bit narrow. More narrow. Okay. All right, we'll finish up on the next segment. Okay, finish up. I want to finish this point up. It's not going to match exactly, right? It's going to be close, and then we can make them even closer after we get all three side by side. See what we need to do to make them all match. Okay. What happened there? The edge was thin. There. Should be able to pop that out with a thin edge. Okay. Oh gosh, that's ugly. Bottom of that notch is ugly. There's a thick spot right here. I'm just gonna have to be satisfied with a little crunch at the bottom. Okay. Almost got it to punch out nice, but I ended up with a little crunch. Oh well. At least it went a little bit deeper. I'm gonna do some thinning pressure flakes. Yeah. Okay. How similar can the old nappers, or did the old nappers get these points? How similar? I don't think they went too far. They weren't too crazy about getting them exact, I don't think. Who knows? But I don't think they got too nervous about the points not matching exactly. I mean, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, has probably been around forever, but you know, at some point you gotta say, okay, fine. Or you'll never stick it on the end of a stick. Stick it on a stick. This space is bigger. That's fine. Bigger is okay. It's when it's smaller that's a problem. We can fix it later. All right. Regularize the edge. I don't know why it's not. I can't stay in the frame. Come on now. Reduce the size of that step fracture, maybe. And then send in another good pressure flake. Yeah, need a rounded flaker. Sometimes a spatula tool is good, but sometimes it's not. Just doesn't have enough power sometimes. Yeah, I could generate much more power with the rounded tip. Gotta watch it that I don't snap the point right now. I don't know, I move the camera up and I'm wandering down. I move the camera down, I wander up. This is where the step fracture was. I mean the overshot. Oh, correction. That's where the controlled overshot was. Because it obviously didn't make the piece worse. Well, you would think that if there wasn't something to compare it to. But look, guess what? I can compare it to this one, and I'm trying to copy this one, and it didn't work. Right? Looks like a controlled overshot if you're not comparing it to anything. What are you comparing it to? I don't know, it just looks cool, man. Yeah, you have to be able to justify what your theory is somehow, or it can be disproven easily. There's an exception. What if the guy that got that overshot was trying to imitate another point and didn't imitate the other one because of that overshot, even though it looks like the overshot was advantageous, right? If you look just at that one point, yeah, you talk too much about overshots. Just shut up. Just saying. If you're serious about how they did it back in the day, you think they just did one point at a time and that was it? Or they were trying to match points up with each other? Because mass of the point is important. Because the hafting configuration is supposed to be consistent between different projectiles, so that you can mass produce the foreshafts or even the arrowheads. Are you taking those things into consideration when you're doing your flint knapping that you think reveals the ancient secrets? Just saying. Okay. Alright, so I can probably tag this onto the end of the last segment. So there's only 3 segments per point, per projectile point. Yeah, so this one doesn't look too bad on its own. This latest one doesn't look too bad on its own, but I'm supposed to be copying this one, which is supposed to be wider in the middle. So we'll see. We'll see what the next one looks like, although I've got plenty of room on this next slab, so we'll see. If I break it, then I'm in trouble. But to make them exact, I'm going to have to take the width off of this one. And it's probably okay because now that I look at it, let's see, come on. This latest one is thinner than the previous one. So when I take off some width from this one, I'll be able to thin it down a little bit to match the thinness of that one. And then when it's all said and done, I'm going to weigh them. And see how close we can get in weight just by looking at, trying to match the look of them. See how closely they match in weight after I think I'm done. Yeah, I can lose some off the stem on this, but I'll wait. So the stem is larger on this than that, but the blade is larger on this than that. But I think I got the length under control. Yep. Okay. There you go. Number 2 down. 1 more to go. Alrighty.